Hello Cancer, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Cancer for the week of August 1st. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Cancer. Now I am using the Tarot Muka, as well as the Angel Answers Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. Do hope you're having a great start to this Leo season, and I hope you're doing well, Cancer. All right, let me make sure we're all set up here. Go and put this up here, and then I'll also take 1, 2, 3 of these Oracle cards. All right. All right, so Cancer, definitely love to see the Ace of Swords here in the middle, kind of helping to anchor out the reading here, and so that can represent. So I like to just kind of give my opening thoughts at this in the first sort of minute or two of these readings. And for you, it's very clear that there's some important communication. Well, it might not be clear, but to me, I intuitively feel like there's some important communication here that will be had. This might take you into a new place. This communication that you have here, this could be around, this could see you like really setting a boundary with somebody, Cancer. This could also be something that's kind of quite challenging, but ultimately rewarding for you. This communication could get you over the hump, so to speak. There's a back to the drawing board type of energy here that frees something up for you. You actually have really nice reading here, some type of victory in your life. I do not think that this is romantic. I think that this is, it's possible that the communication is with your significant other, but I certainly don't see new love. I think that this is probably in some other area of your life, needing to have a conversation with somebody. And if it's not about communication, there's some other type of success here that feels like that's coming in a way that sees you sort of dropping your, how do I say this? It's this feeling of being guided, and it's this idea of success coming forward for you in kind of dropping some attachment. Yeah, that's what it is. You're kind of dropping some attachment, and you're kind of just allowing yourself to be guided towards the answer or the success. So in the overall situation here, you have this Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords represents divine communication. It represents divine insight. It represents a breakthrough in one's life. It's this idea that the clouds are clearing in the background, making way for a victory, a new beginning, or some sort of success in your life. It's a very good card. And so, like I said, for some of you, this will be important communication that leads to a new beginning. This could also just be generally like some type of breakthrough in your life. I want to get some more cards to clarify as we go along, which we do. We'll always kind of move up the pyramid here and get some more messages. But in the past, you have the Four of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands here. So the Four of Pentacles is really about structure. Potentially number 4 is a card of stability and structure. It can also say that there is financial stability, but you are you're kind of so consumed with your money that it may not feel like there's stability. Okay, this can come forward as a form of scarcity thinking or scarcity mode. This person, every part of them is thinking about pentacles in some ways here, as you see. And so this can say that this person's afraid of losing what they have, which is like a normal reaction, right? I mean, who doesn't want, nobody wants to lose money, right? Nobody wants to lose money. But sometimes let's say we have 4 pentacles, sometimes we have to give 1 pentacle away, or we have to spend 1 pentacle to get to 10 pentacles, right? And so it's this kind of idea of maybe needing to drop something, like it can come forward as an attachment, right? And so you might be attached to your situation, you might be attached to your financial situation, you might be attached to what you've kind of historically done for money, situations like that. And this could feel like a real burden here. I think it's specifically very important. It was very important for me to spend a moment talking about that because we have this Ten of Wands, which the Ten of Wands is about a burden. It can come forward when you're maybe overworked or even burned out in your situation. The thing is, the Ten of Wands is a completion, and so it does say that you are experienced and you have gained some sort of knowledge along your path and along your sort of journey. There is this sort of back to the drawing board energy with the Ten of Wands and the Nine of Wands in the future, and I'll talk about that more now. So in your future, you do have the aforementioned Nine of Wands as well as the Six of Swords. So remember how I said there's maybe like some sort of breakthrough in sort of allowing yourself to be guided. I said that because you have this Six of Swords here, which the Six of Swords is this idea of transitioning away from loss or defeat or challenge, and the sense of being guided in a new direction. Obviously, they're guiding the boat, but they also have no idea where they're going. And so sometimes we just kind of have to kind of get in the metaphorical boat or ship or whatever and allow ourselves to be guided to the right answer. This does mark the start of a transition in your life, maybe the end of one era and the beginning of a new era. It's interesting, like I said, you have the Nine of Wands with it here as well. Like 10 of Wands in the past with the 9 of Wands in the future. That may be this idea that you are going back to the drawing board because ideally you would want to see the 9 over here and the 10 over here, or 10 over here, because 9 becomes before 10. But it's like, I almost, you know what it is? I feel like maybe some of you are being given a second chance here. I think you might be given a second chance to correct something. And it's almost like you're being given a second chance to communicate something to someone again, and you will have some good success in doing that here. Let's go ahead and get some more details. So you have the Devil, you have the Eight of Cups, you have the 10 of Cups, and you have the Moon. Okay, so yeah, so I see in the past here that, so you have this Devil card showing up in the past here. You felt very restricted or confined in a situation, maybe a financial situation. Maybe it's simply that for whatever reason you found yourself in a job where there was no room for financial growth. Like maybe you tapped out all of your job raises, or there just wasn't money in the company to be able to grow and to get upgrades or raises. And what happened here is, or what might be happening now, is you have this idea of the Eight of Cups, which is walking away from disappointing situations. I actually love the Eight of Cups. You can see here that this person has their back turned towards the empty cups, and they're actually about to walk towards the Nine of Cups, which is the fulfillment of a wish or dreams coming true in one's life. Eventually, the Eight of Cups, and not too long after you walk away, the Eight of Cups eventually leads to the 10 of Cups, which you have. So in going back to the drawing board here, you're gaining major success in kind of like becoming happier in your life, Cancer. And I think that there was just a situation that was just a burden. Okay, there was just a burden here with the Devil, the 10 of Wands, and the 4 of Pentacles, where it was like confined, restricted, feeling like a burden, feeling just overwhelmed in a scenario, like maybe even this feeling of hopelessness, like there's no way out, right? And that's about to change, or you've probably already taken steps to change that for yourself here with the Eight of Cups showing up, because even more so, you have this 10 of Cups card, which is like this idea of like windfalls of happiness. It's like total happiness in one's life. You can see the family here kind of celebrating, enjoying themselves, really enjoying life. This is bliss and euphoria type energy. You also see this house here in the background. That represents abundance. They own the home. And so definitely a good card of abundance here. Definitely more opportunities in the future for you because you've made the hard choice to sort of like walk away from something over here. You then have the moon as well. I was taking a note of this moon here in the Eight of Cups card, and then you also have the moon card. The moon talks about insecurities or like deep-rooted fears, subconscious fears. The thing about the moon is it's temporary. Okay, I know deep-rooted fears, that's not a temporary situation. That's typically something that stays around with you for some time. But the moon implies temporary in the tarot because the phases of the moon happen very quickly, and so things come in and out. But this can also be about trusting your gut and like listening to your intuition here, especially as you have the Six of Swords, which is like this idea of being guided or being led forward. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at this, these three oracle cards. I'm going to say you have a lot of blue. There are like different colors in these oracle cards. You have like the blue ones. So you have look for a sign, yes and no. Yes and no. So let's see what this other one is. It's another blue one. Reconsider. Okay, yes, no, reconsider. Look for a sign. You know, this is interesting. I think this idea of yes, no, reconsider, I almost see this idea of you like in your mind going like, do I say this? Do I not say this? Is this right? Is this wrong? Should I reflect? Should I say this? Should I not say this? Like, I kind of feel you like going back and forth on this conversation that I think is showing up in the cards. And yeah, maybe you're kind of, there's something going on there at the mental level. I love this look for a sign illustration here. This can really bring about just a random blessing into your life, or just like a synchronicity, right? So like, for example, you might see repeating numbers on, like you might see 444 on a license plate, or you might hear a song lyric that just like triggers something for you, or that type of look for a sign. So let's go ahead and expand on this some more. But if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow. And less than 50% of you who watch my content are actually subscribed, so please do consider hitting that subscribe button. All right, so we have the Page of Wands, Nine of Cups, and the Hierophant showing up here. The Page of Wands, yeah, I mean, this is a very clear indication that you've gotten yourself out of a bad job situation, bad workplace situation, because Page of Wands can be a job offer. You're going to be a lot happier in exploring a new option or a new path in your life here. Very clearly, Page of Wands, it can also just talk about good news. I do think that there's just like, feels like a breath of fresh air coming into your life here, something that's long overdue for you. Nine of Cups is, again, I really love this for you. So you have the 8, the 9, and the 10 of Cups here in a triangle, here. And it's like you started a chain reaction in your life. Okay, you started a chain reaction in your life that has led to a whole lot of fulfillment for you, or will in the future. This could also be going back to what I said at the beginning of this reading, which is this might be like an important conversation acting as the catalyst to unlock something for you, right? Like you may learn something in mustering up the strength to have an important conversation, but you started a chain reaction. That's the most important part in this reading, Cancer. You are being guided here, but you also are taking charge. Like you also are showing up for yourself. And this is very clearly showing up in the 8, 9, 10 of Cups. Hierophant could be a place that you work. It could be marriage. It could be anything that's traditional, mentorship, anything like that. So those things are coming in. I do think maybe some of you are getting a better work situation here. Let's see what else we have. So you have the 4 of Swords, and you also have the Hanged Man. So there will be a period of rest here showing up for you, and I do think that this is well deserved. I also think some of you have spent a whole lot of time like connecting with the universe or meditating. You can see that this person is praying here, and whether you pray or don't pray, it doesn't matter to me. Prayer or not prayer, it could just be meditation, right? This person's resting. They're taking time to heal, to recover. And actually, if you really look at the Hanged Man, do you see here? So there's this halo around this Hanged Man. That actually represents the fact that they are contemplating the universe. They're kind of in a place of contemplation. You could say that they're meditating. the Hanged Man does have to let go at some point, and that's this idea of being guided, right? But you do have these two messages here of like rest, contemplation, meditation. I do think that you'll be given that opportunity here in the future. And then, yeah, so you have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords says there's a solution available, but you must remove the blindfold. So there is a way out, and that's very clear in this reading. And the way out for you is like getting started, being the catalyst, showing up for yourself, and just like starting the chain reaction. That's the way out for you here, Cancer. Then you have this, Knight of Cups on the bottom here, an event that makes you happy showing up in the card. So love this reading. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.